Hi, my name's Russ Francis from LeadRank Media. We provide and build systems for generating more business from the internet. So how is business done on the internet? Like, a lot of people get confused about what is actually involved in acquiring customers using the internet as a medium. There are, it's not just a matter of having a website and then hoping that you're going to get traffic to it. It's not just a matter of doing a bit of SEO to your website to attract people to your your sales brochure or electronic sales brochure online. Being online is a very interactive thing. Having a business website must do a couple of things, but the most important thing it must do is not confuse people. So we've broken it down into systems, and there's four basic systems. We have customers. We actually help sit down with you when we first get engaged with you and work out who your ideal customer is. We then need to go and attract those people. This is where a lot of people get confused with the old SEO thing, where people will just try and get ranked highly on Google, and that was automatically going to get the customers for you. Yeah, that was true, but a lot of times, like there's one guy I spoke to, he was based on the Gold Coast in Australia and was getting most of his traffic from, I think it was Ontario in Canada. So as you can see, that's pretty useless. Once you get the right traffic to your website, you then need to have a process to convert those people from a visitor into a paying customer. And there's some very good strategies to do that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the most important thing is feedback. Taking and analyzing the data that you're picking up as you're attracting, or firstly as you develop who your customers are, attracting those people, knowing where they come from, what platforms they've been sitting on. Then through that conversion process, you can get some really valuable information that then you can feed back into the whole system again and go out and attract more of those types of customers. The major difference between doing business on the internet and traditional business is that we can track and measure everything that we do. Doing this gives you a massive advantage over your competitors because most of them don't. So like I said, we have systems. Now we've got the four systems I spoke about. Customers. There's a lot of people when they first go online say, "Oh, I want to go out and get every customer. I want to know, I want everyone who's got a sore tooth to contact me, or I want everyone who can swing a golf club." Online, that's not right, because not everyone who swings a golf club is looking for the same thing. So having a very clearly defined picture of who it is that you want as your customer, it gives you an enormous advantage. So once you determine exactly who it is, they've got a problem, and that problem needs to be solved. What you need to do is put your product out there in front of them and show them that you can solve their problem. Once you understand who that is and what their problems are, you can then go out and attract them. Some really important things to know about attracting customers. If you understand that customers have a lifetime value, not just a single or one-off sale, but if you view your customers as a client for life, then that changes the game somewhat, because the value to you of that customer is worth a lot more than just one-off sale. So knowing then your cost of acquisition of those customers gives you a big advantage. You can then afford to spend a bit more to get people. And let's face it, every time you do something, even if you sit down and do some sort of blog post in the attempt to go out and get and reach some people, that is a cost to you because it's your time. So many people will try and shortcut this piece and just spend months treading water, not getting anywhere, not getting any results, and not knowing that they're just wasting a hell of a lot of money by not doing it correctly. But using the once you understand all these figures, using multiple media platforms to go out and reach out to those people who are your potential clients in formats of that they can easily consume, that they're out there looking for. They might be listening to podcasts, they might be reading PDF documents, they might be watching video. If you know all of that, know where these come from, then you can go out and get them. And some of it's paid, some of it's organic, and organic is just where it is picked up by Google as being relevant, or by the search engines, sorry, not so much just Google, but as being relevant, and therefore is pushed up to the top because it is relevant. So having an attraction strategy is fantastic. Getting people onto your website is what that is all about, and that's what you measure and try to improve on. The other big part is then converting those people into a paying client rather than just a visitor to your website. Now, most businesses that have like an online shopping cart work at a between 1 and 2% conversion rate. So that means that the 98 to 99% of people are going to land on their website and disappear without doing a thing. So if you're getting 1,000 visitors to your website and you've got a conversion rate of 1%, that's 10 people. What happens to the rest of those visitors? One of the systems we put in place is to provide a process to actually encourage those people to want to stay around your website. So you provide valuable content to them. And how we do that, there's a number of ways, but engagement. You might see some of these websites that make an offer to them, make something of value as an offer to the visitor, to give them some sort of, in order to get it, you've got to put your email address in. But if it's something of value to you, then people will do that willingly. That's providing a system to engage those people and give you the opportunity then to continue to communicate with them. Looking at existing and past clients, looking at what they are interested in, making offers to those people of things that they're interested in. If they're not going to buy them from you, they'll buy them from someone else, so you might as well be making those offers to them. Most people visit a website and are looking for reasons to leave. That's why 98 to 99% of people will disappear. Ways to stop them from doing that is by being relevant. Having the right information through that information path that they've followed to get to your website is paramount to what you're doing. Measuring things like, and being able to spot when people go to your shopping cart if you have an online store, and when they leave because they haven't gone to the checkout and finalise the payment. And that could happen for all sorts of reasons, not because they dislike your product or dislike you, but the kids could be in the bath trying to screaming out, or the phone could ring. And what will happen normally is that they go away, they shut down that web page, they go back into Google, type in what they're looking for, and most times won't find you again. So if you've got a system to follow them up and then make sure that your name is out there in front of them, you will get, now in probably 25% of the cases, you will get the sale back. And then the thing that we're all human, the thing that helps us out enormously is to automate as much of these processes as possible. So a lot of times though, conversion is about talking to people. So what you do is automate right up to that logical point where you should be on the phone, and then you have a system in place to be able to prompt you when you need to ring those people again. Have a system that sends out an email on their birthday, or whatever that follow-up system is. It's all customizable to the way you do business and how you communicate with people. So once you've done that and you've got those conversions, you can then look back at that data, and depending on what systems you're using, there's some pretty sophisticated information you can get, and then continue to feed that back through your system. Gives you a better understanding of who your customers are and what they are looking for from you, and help you then provide the content that will reach out to those people and attract them back to your website even more. This market intelligence is just gives you insights that most people never ever get, and it's just a beautiful system of feeding the right information back to be able to improve on it next time. Then you start making decisions, based on fact, not just gut feel or things that you heard someone else doing. You can actually test and measure and feed it into the system as part of the process. So having sales systems is one thing. How do you improve on these? Having a very, very clear idea of your sales process, knowing what your sales funnel looks like, and then having systems to plug the leaks, pick up where people are falling out of that process. Measuring and having metrics that make sense. So for you to sit down a lot of times and look at a report based, a lot of people will look at Google Analytics, for instance, and see, bounce rates and, unique visitors versus every visitor, from various countries. A lot of that doesn't make much sense. What you want to know is how many people clicked on your website, how many people ended up buying from you, and what the value was. So having measurable processes is what we do, and therefore you can get a much better handle of your business and be able to make decisions far quicker than anyone around you. Automating critical parts. Look, we're all human. Most of us don't remember everything we should be doing, and even if we do, things get in the way. The most disciplined people will forget sometimes to do something. Automating as much of that as possible frees you up to be the sort of person who can work on your business and not in it, if that's what you want to do, which everyone should be striving to do, and gives you the opportunity to get involved at the very critical times. You don't need to be involved to sit down and type out an email to someone who's just joined your list to get a free offer that you've put out there or something like that. What you need to do is, when that person shows interest in your product or service, then you need to be talking to them. Or where they make a purchase, then it's often a good time to ring them and say, hey, thanks. Building rapport with your customers. Most people, when they first visit a website, are not going to buy from you. They're out there looking for information. There's an old story. People don't get married on the first date. So using an automated system to provide valuable information that they're out there gathering, and we'll gather it from you if you're going to provide it, or we'll gather it from someone else, that gives you a chance to communicate with them, even though it might be via email, it could be via video, it could be all sorts of things, depending on who your particular clients are. But it can be a very, very valuable system of getting your clients to know you a little bit better, or know your business a little bit better, and therefore when it actually comes time for you to contact them, you can feel comfortable in knowing that they have actually been exposed to you a little bit and understand a bit more about your business. Part of this rapport building is educating them into your way of doing things a lot of times. Knowing what your costs to acquire and retain a customer are, and knowing what the long-term value of your customers are. That's one of the key ways to improve your system. So then, if you are spending $1 and these customers are worth $10 to you, then why don't you go out and spend $100? It's basically, that sounds very simplistic, but that's pretty much how it is. And you can measure this by setting up the right analytics system to be able to do that for you. Increasing your revenue from existing customers. There's a lot of people who, in the case of having a shop online, have past clients that they never contact, and never ask, do they want to buy anything else? Or never even look at what they've been searching for on their site, or reading when they send out an email. There's, I've heard of stories of one particular fellow who was a yacht builder. He went out and just sent an email out to an existing customer list of people who hadn't actually bought but had been interested in the past. And one fellow put in an order for $1 million yacht. So it was worthwhile him sending out that email, that's for sure. But doing it, staying in contact with people is just keeps your business at the top of their mind. People are out there buying stuff all the time. Having a system involved to be able to continue to keep your product in front of them gives you an advantage over your competition. So this is the systems that we use, and the reason we use systems, and the reason I use systems, is because that's my background. I'm an aircraft maintenance engineer by trade, and without systems planes don't fly. So I love them. I have systems for just about everything, and I really encourage businesses to set up these processes in systems so that they can work the system, and they can refine the system and do it in a measured, calculated way. And that's how we help our business clients, and that's by implementing these systems into businesses that understand that the online marketing of their business is not just a matter of sticking up a website or getting some dodgy company to do some SEO for them. It's about having a very calculated strategy of content creation, analyzing exactly what's working, what's not, in converting those customers into clients. So if you wanted to talk with us about how we do that and how we can do it for your business, we're more than happy to do that. We'd love to work with you and get the sort of results that we're seeing for your business just by putting in some automated systems that help really improve your results. So thank you very much for listening. My name's Russ Francis from Lead Rank Media, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.